We're back, and we got a doozy. We're breaking down the SEC top prospects, top teams, top players, everyone that you got to keep an eye on this year. We're going to break it all down for you. Let's party. Welcome to another episode of the No Ceilings Podcast. I'm Tyler Metcalf, joined as always by Tyler Rucker. Rucker, we're back live. How we doing?
Live. Well, I'll do it, and we'll do it live. I'm so pumped, man. It's been a nice off season of taking a little breather from the live grind, but feels good now, Metcalf. Feels right. I know we got the itch a little early, but in spirit of tomorrow being the conference previews at No Ceilings NBA, I guess while people are going to be hopefully listening to this right now, but maybe tomorrow you're going to be listening to this, go to the website NoCeilingsNBA.com. It's going to be our SEC preview, although this one's going to be a little bit more fun.
Yeah, a little bit of housekeeping. I
stole your
No, I'm rattled now. I don't know what to do. I take care of the administrative stuff, and you just ramble.
I'm trying to help. I'm trying to.
We're live now. We can't be making these blunders. The people are seeing it. Lot of really good stuff over at the site this week. NoCeilingsNBA.com, both for plus and for free. Really enjoyed Steven's offseason findings that just went up. In case you missed it, I had a breakout watch piece on Nehemiah Turner. Really fun, unique center at Minnesota. Tomorrow, maybe as you're listening to this on Friday afternoon, check out London Jemison preseason scouting report. And then next week, we got conference previews and all that good stuff. But we got a doozy today, and it's a big conference. Too many teams, too many players. Let's just dive in. We're going alphabetical order. So we're starting out Alabama. Biggest returners, LeBaron Philon, Aiden Holloway, Aiden Terrell, but then also some really intriguing incoming freshmen, London Jemison, Davion Hannah. Where do you want to start?
I mean, do you want to start with the heavy hitters, or do you want to go
wherever your heart takes you?
I mean, I'm always going to start with the upperclassmen. So, LeBaron Philon, baby. As we were about to hit record, shout out to the legend John Rothstein. Alabama just beat Florida State in an exhibition game, and Philon had 28. Very excited to watch that later. I think Metcalf, I've been seeing some clips on the web, the dark web, of Philon this offseason, and I just feel like if those really are legit, that leap this year is going to be just tremendous. So it makes me feel even better that all of a sudden you see that he has 28. Yes, it's an exhibition game, but anytime you're getting up to 30 range, you got my attention. What do you think?
Yeah, and he's the big one to keep an eye on. He was someone we kind of thought might just stay in, just say screw it and stay in as a freshman. But you get that late first, early second round type of feedback, and it's like, well, I can probably make that maybe more just going back to Alabama, be in a better spot to work on my game, run the show at a big time program where everyone's going to be watching me, along with some really fun incoming talent as well. And now maybe I go top 10. I think he's going to be the exact, just another terrific case study of how important and how valuable returning to school can be. Like you said, clips are awesome. Off-season clips have never been misleading. They've never steered us in the wrong direction or painted a picture that may not be true. This would be the first time ever. But if they are real and he really has made that jump, even if he's just like an average outside shooter, I don't need him to be Steph Curry, but if he's like acceptable from out there and still defending like he was, still getting to the rim, still playmaking like he was, and the game slows down even just that touch bit more for him, and he's going to look like one of the top point guard prospects in this draft.
So here's a hypothetical. Let's just stay with Philon because it's the popular name. It's the belle of the ball when it comes to draft prospects with Bama. Roll Tide for all the Alabama diehard fans that are coming in here and like, who are these two guys? So we'll stick around for a while. Roll Tide. If Phylon is a better than average shooter and takes a step from last year, let's just say he has the sophomore leap that we all dream of as evaluators, as scouts, and we're saying like, oh my gosh, everything took a big leap. Where do you draft them?
Well, define a big leap, because like last year, the volume on the outside shot was solid. 7.1 attempts per 100. Not great, but not bad. Fine. But 31.5% from three. So are you talking like 39% or like
I'm saying 38.5 or 39%? Like we're like, oh my gosh, the last week of the season, he could be finishing the year 40, 40, 80. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
yeah, then he's probably a top
big
10
year,
guy.
and then all of a sudden, like the playmaking, the scoring, everything just took a nice little developmental leap. Maybe not the stats. Maybe like we're saying, oh, the playmaking looks really like it looks like things have slowed down. But it's not. I'm not necessarily saying like, oh, that means the playmaking assists per game doubled. But everything takes a nice step forward, and then all of a sudden it's look like, oh, he's legit from outside. It's not his specialty, but it's like it's more than respectable.
Right. Yeah. No, then he's probably a top 10 to 15 guy. Especially if the at rim finishing kind of follows suit with that, because like the playmaking and defense last year were more than good enough. And he was really, really fun. Classic. I think we lost Rucker. Fantastic stuff. But I think Phylon's is the big name to keep an eye on, because if that shooting really does take a leap, it's a big time game changer for him. Even without it, and he's still really, really impressive in terms of playmaking and impacting the game and doing the winning stuff. An assist rate of 24.9, with a turnover rate of just 17.2 last year, steal rate up just under 3, and living the dream.
This is why we missed going live so much, folks. I've had one of those days. Look, I don't mean to interrupt you. I've had one of those days where anything and everything has gone wrong. So that's the only thing that goes wrong in the stream. We're good, folks. We're good. But I'm here with you, Metcalf. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going through Phylon's numbers and just the way he impacts winning. And if he's able to incorporate just slightly better scoring and shooting efficiency along with all of that, along with running the show and not kind of being in the third wheel in that point guard spot and kind of taking over a little more for Mark Sears, it's going to be a big time year for him. We got to talk about him. London Jemison.
I could talk about him all night. We could just make
why
was
this dude ranked in the 40s in his recruiting class?
I don't know. There's a couple prospects headed into this year that I'm a little confused by.
Yeah.
The lack of buzz. Like I sent like a jokingly like angry text to a scout today in the league, and I was like, what the heck is wrong with everybody? It's just like, am I taking crazy pills? Like, what's going on? And I think it's just everyone's wait and see now. Like you get excited about guys, you circle names that you're pumped about, but you're like, okay, now it's time to wait and see. And do they deliver? Do they take that step? Because no one's ever first. I think we all in the scouting world always try to be like, oh, he's my guy first. No, that's not true. No. There was someone before you, and there was someone before you. So,
and then there were the kids' parents. So,
and there was a kid. Yeah, exactly. I'm pumped. London Jemison, I think, could really be buzzing quick.
Yeah,
he's 6'8". He shoots the crap out of the ball. He's smart. He's intelligent off the ball. I think he's got defensive upside.
Yeah,
we did a 30 and 30. Breakdown of them. Go check out their YouTube channel. The support on those have been awesome.
We're so
and
close
subscribe.
To 20.
Like it too. Why not? Just 3 minutes.
They're just buns. They don't mean anything.
Maybe throw a comment too. Like it's fine. So I don't know, Metcalf. We've talked about him all off season. I broke down his game with you on those videos. I've watched more film. I've asked around. Everyone likes him.
Yeah,
but no one loves him. And it's is everyone scared to just get hurt? Because
it's
head over heels in love.
This is the time to get hurt. I can recover come draft time, but he's 6'8", elite shooter, smart passer, good defender. with so much more upside on the defensive end once he starts trusting his feet. I he reminds me of Trey Murphy, just the way he moves, the way he operates, the way he shoots it, and how he could grow into more of an on-ball creator down the road once the handle improves a little bit. Like, it's not bad. He wasn't a turnover machine in high school. It just gets a little loose and he gets a little out over his skis and ahead of himself. And once that tightens up a little bit, I think there's some really, really fun second side creator upside there. And then just in Alabama's system, it's a match made in heaven. He's good around the rim. He's a lethal shooter, great size. He's the type of wing that they were missing last year. I don't 6'8" shooters should not be ranked in the 40s in their recruiting class.
I completely agree. I just don't get it. It's, I like Darian Reed there a lot last year. He's now transferred, gone to Oklahoma, which it was a weirder fit for him last year. But this one just seems perfect. Jamison with this Alabama team just seems like he's going to be awesome for like the exact reasons you're saying. Just this lethal shooter, good fundamentals, good consistent shot. That I don't think he's just going to be a 3-and-D type of guy. I think there's just like you're starting there, but there's a lot of upside. So yeah,
it's like he's such a smart passer when he gets those paint touches too and can spray it around the floor, and he's gonna be so much fun. But we could spend 4 hours on him.
Yeah,
I think the other incoming freshman that I'm pretty intrigued by long term, Davion Hannah. Shot needs a lot of work. Confidence in the shot needs work, but just a really fun player, really, really fun defender, off ball creator. There's some fun passing stuff there. Aiden Holloway, obviously a big time returner. Jaleel Bethia, unfortunately, had that foot surgery. Everything I've read is that it's not going to keep him out all year, but no timeline on his return.
never a good combo.
Yeah, and then I think a sneaky huge piece is going to be incoming transfer Noah Williamson, 7-foot center transfer coming in from Bucknell, who when you just look at his numbers last year, true shooting percentage of 59.4, usage of 30.8, defensive rebounding rate of 25, block rate of 4.5, free throw rate of 63.2, 60.9% on 2-point field goals. I know it's just at Bucknell, but when you kind of watch him, there's some stuff there, and this Alabama team doesn't have a whole lot of size, so he's going to have to play a pretty important role for them, and that lack of size is my biggest concern with them. But anything else for you on Alabama?
No, I think Williamson is a big one. I was just looking at my list. I think, we kind of talked about this before, just like hinted at it, but Bama is like, well, you get really excited about the wings, the backcourt, and all of a sudden you're like, who do they have in the paint? And I think Williamson's going to be like, he's going to get all the chances in the world to shine because it's a big, I know, hey, it's also like when you're a transfer coming from Bucknell, I don't even think we should look at that as like, well, he was at Bucknell. It's like, yeah, but Bama wanted him. So like, he's clearly doing something good. So this is going to be a fun Alabama team. I think there's a chance for it to really make a bit of noise because of, if Phylon takes that step, if the backcourt's consistent, you get Jamison really shooting threes, which he can do, and he's got a beautiful shot. So it's going to be a fun team. I'm actually really excited to watch them this year because of, all the pieces they have in place.
All right, well, another team who should be really, really fun, the Arkansas Razorbacks. Big name returners, DJ Wagner, Carter Knox, Trayvon Brazile, Billy Richmond, also big time incoming freshmen. Shocker, John Calipari got some big time freshmen. Darius Acuff, Malik Thomas, Paulo Semedo, Isaiah Sealy. And there are a billion names here. Where do you want to start?
Gosh, I don't know. Hey, I love Arkansas fans. I get some Arkansas fans like, hey, Brazil's going to be player of the year. Stop it. No, he's not. Calm down. I've been so positive about their whole roster, and I get some fans like, you got to talk about Brazil. He's going to be player of the year. No, he's not. Thank you. Moving on. Now let's get positive. I don't know. No, you know what? Can we start really positive, or do you want to start with the heavy hitters?
Are we going to start with my knight in shining armor, Billy Richmond?
Billy. Oh, Billy. I'm head over heels for Billy Richmond the third.
Yeah.
I'm buying it. Like, if I'm buying the leap, I'm buying the shot.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. So
the shot looks so much better. We've only seen it in snippets and in practice and scrimmages, but it's encouraging, especially from where it's coming from.
Shot looks good. The buzz has been good. Scouts are excited. I'm excited. You're excited. No Ceilings is excited. Everyone's excited for Billy Richmond year. If you haven't watched him, you're missing a treat, because this is just your dream breakout candidate. And I literally think it's just the shot. It's just got to get respectable, because he's tall, he's feisty on defense, he's got good playmaking, he's nasty, he's athletic, he rocks. So that's all I got. Who do you want to go next?
No, just last thing with Billy, like for
Okay.
the shot to be respectable, that's like, let's get over 25% on more than 1.4 attempts per 100. Because I used 1.4 attempts per 100 last year at 12.5%. He took 16 threes. The lack of volume is really, really concerning. And it's weird because he's not a hesitant player. In fact, I would describe him as the exact opposite of that. But if the game can slow down a little more, like mentally for him, and the ball security just gets a little better, the shooting and scoring efficiency just gets a little better, and the way he impacts winning is so much fun. Let's stick with returners. Carter Knox, I really, really want to work. I just need a little more FU energy from him on the court. I need him to want it a little more. And my biggest red flag with prospects is when I'm watching them and they disappear from games from long stretches. I'm like, oh, that should never be the case of someone of your talent, your athleticism, your versatility. I should see you every single possession you're on the floor. And unfortunately, even though I really liked how Knox finished last year, I just rarely get that impression from him.
Yeah, I like Carter Knox a lot. Every time I watch him, I find something that I'm like, okay, I'm intrigued here. I'm buying. And it's not hard to buy in. You're talking 6'7", good size, good strength, good frame, athletic, can shoot it. Like, if you watched him for the first time and it's on a good day, you'd be like, oh gosh, lottery pick. This is your NBA wing or your NBA forward. This is oozing with talent. But like, it's just the consistency. I want him to be this guy this year of just being like, I'm the returning guy. I'm going to make a splash. I'm going to be, give me the ball, run through me, two-way force. I trust Cal. I really do, but I just have some questions about, like, is he ever going to take that leap of just being like the guy?
Yeah.
Or is he going to just continue to be a really nice, like, complementary piece, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you probably have taken that in the 20s and hoping you couldn't unlock something. If he can be more productive this year, maybe you get back into that lottery conversation, but it's just the roster too. They got a roster with a lot of guys that have that mentality as freshmen, that are
Yeah.
going to try to put up a bunch of points and stuff. So it's just going to be tough.
Do you want to talk about Brazil?
Yeah, we could. I was just having fun with Arkansas fans earlier. I'm sure they won't overreact, but yeah, we can talk about Brazil. What are your thoughts?
I think he's a great idea guy. Like, you see the size, you see the vertical pop, you see the floor spacing. It's like, that's really fun. And then you just see him miss rotations or jump at everything and then have a usage of 15. And it's like, oh, I don't know how real any of this is. I would be shocked if he didn't at least get some NBA team didn't at least give him a flyer. I don't think he's going to be a first rounder. I don't think the defensive consistency is anywhere near there. But the way that he improved as a rebounder last year was really important. The way he improved as a more efficient play finisher was really important last year. But I got to see him do the little things on both ends of the floor. And that's something that's kind of always been missing from his game, of like preemptively making rotations, being where he needs to be when he needs to be there, and not playing catch up or going for the highlight every single time, and being content with the mundane. And too rarely he's attracted to the brilliance that puts him in trouble too frequently. So the highlights rock. if the game slows down and things really click for him, could have a big year.
Look, I said I think it was big preseason last year. I said he was a first rounder. I like Brazil, but then you also see the year, and you're just kind of like, man, we didn't really take that leap that I was hoping. And now he's a year older, so he's had some health problems in the past. It's just tough because it's like, okay, Arkansas is not going to score 150 a game, folks. So someone's production and stat. I mean, they might have to. Someone's production's going to have to is going to come down a little bit. I think Brazil. I agree. He'll get a cup of coffee because lengthy. He's lengthy. He can potentially be a shot blocker, a floor spacer. Like someone in the NBA will give him a cup of coffee. I think that first round talk might be getting out quick. It's a bad year to be trying to sell me on Brazil. And I'm like, have you seen the 26 class? Have you seen how impressive this is? And we haven't got the surprise guys who are going to climb up and make some noise, all Bub Carrington, guys like that. So I don't know. I've always been a fan. I've always been intrigued. It seems like a guy you need to make a run in college basketball, and it seems like a guy that could figure out a way to be a nice piece in a rotation. But I'm just waiting to see mode.
Let's jump to the freshman. Who gets you excited?
If you asked me months ago, I would have said Malik. And the more I watch Darius Acuff, I feel like it's kind of evening out.
Yeah, like I still don't see the top 10 stuff with him yet. A lot of basketball left to be played, obviously, like a whole season almost. But I'm starting to see more and more of what his proponents have been pushing over the last year. I wasn't a huge fan of his game, and there's a lot of stuff in his high school tape that I don't love. But already watching some of the stuff coming out from Arkansas, it's like, oh, he's already kind of working some of that stuff out of his game already. And that's really encouraging because he's such a talented playmaker and passer and sees the floor so well that, like, when he did over dribble a lot in high school, it's like, man, just get off of it and trust it to come back to you. And that seems to be something that Cal is continuing to preach to all these guys of like, hey, get off it, relocate. It's going to come back to you eventually. Just make the right, simple play. And when he does, he looks really good. And the more I watch the shot, the more encouraged I am by it.
Yeah. It's kind of it's a good problem to have when evaluating a guy is like, oh, the more you watch, the more it starts getting clear. Those are the easy ones. When you start low and you're all of a sudden like, oh, I'm starting to see it. With Acuff, I just from the beginning, when I saw him in person the first time, I was like, this isn't my cup of tea. I got too many questions. And then you go to work. Then you start grinding film and you're like, okay, maybe I saw a bad day, a couple bad days. It happens all the time. I was there for a bad day. We always say after one showing, don't get too high, don't get too low. The more I've watched him, and I'm not just saying the pro day, but like watching some of his film, I'm just like, okay, I see it. Now I'm with you. You got to have a heck of a year to get me in that top 10 convo. But I like where he is. I like the head coach. That he's got a good track record. So I think it's going to be a good year for him. And I know Cal will have a plan, and that could be one that we really start to see something in the middle of the season. And like, okay, here comes Acuff. Here it is. It's all falling together right away. So I'm intrigued. And for the same reasons, I like Malik a lot. Yeah. First time I saw him, I was like, this isn't my. Kept watching him. I'm in. So it was just one of those things where it's going to be tricky, but if they're efficient and play the way that they can, and we get to see that, consistently throughout the year, they're going to be really awesome prospects.
Yeah. And that idea of just plain simple, like I mentioned it for Acuff, but it goes tenfold for Malik. He's so talented. He's so gifted, but man, that dude loves to dribble. And dribble and dribble and dribble. And my real hope is that that's just a symptom of the context and of where he was at in high school and AAU, and he was just kind of allowed to do whatever. And freestyle and show off the handle and be creative because he's a really dynamic scorer. But he's got to just simplify things. When he does, when he plays quick and decisive, he looks so much better. But too often he's dancing with it and like will gain an advantage and then immediately lose it because he's trying to throw in a fourth counter move that's unnecessary because he already got to his spot. But the talent is too good for kind of the style he plays. And I'm really hoping that a little more structure and a bunch of other teammates who can handle the ball, who can initiate the offense and take a lot of those more primary responsibilities away from him, allow him to shift more into more of a natural two-guard role where he can just be a little more decisive off the catch.
Yep, completely agree. All right, who else you got? Hit me with Arkansas.
Last time I got Isaiah Sealy. Really intrigued by this dude. Just kind of smooth, crafty athlete, not very explosive, but shot looks good. And some of the playmaking stuff with him rocks. No idea what his playing time or anything will look like this year. But the kid's got talent, especially long term. That's all I got on Arkansas. Anyone else for you?
That's the only names I have for me. You know, we started with Billy, and I just like, okay, I'm set now. But it's going to be a fun Arkansas team. You know, TJ Wagner's obviously coming back, and guys like that. You know, just want to see who rises to the. I want to see what the rotation looks like, and I want to see like who, you know, a couple weeks in, I'm like, oh, this is who's going to be the guy. It's going to be the freshman, or it's going to be the returners taking a step up. Like, I just want to see how it unfolds, and maybe it's a perfect balance, and they're just deep this year, and Arkansas is going to be a tough one to deal with. I don't know. Could go so many ways. It's going to be a fun team.
All right, let's move on to Auburn. Big time returner, not Bruce Pearl, Todd Pettiford.
Ooh, drive by.
Todd Pettiford, fascinated to see what it looks like when he's running the show, because it's his show to run. And I like some of the transfers they have coming in. Keyshawn Hall, really fun player. Keyshawn Murphy, Elijah Freeman is a big name coming up from D2. Incoming freshman, Caden Magwood is kind of fun. Sebastian Williams-Adams is interesting, but I'd be pretty surprised if their freshman got a whole lot of run. And I have no idea what to think of this team, really.
No idea. They had a scrimmage last night against Oklahoma State.
Yep. They won in OT, I believe, or lost in OT.
I think they lost in OT. Sounds like Pettiford struggled shooting, solid game. People were saying he looked really good defensively. I haven't watched yet, guys, so I'm not gonna lie to you. Sounds like Freeman continued to look really good, and people were buzzing, and I'm sure that's gonna get interesting with the boards on the line after an exhibition game. Yeah, and then Williams was a name that I was like, oh, he's getting some buzz too. I don't know. Keyshawn Hall's always been kind of like, if you could do this going up a little bit, I feel like I'd get really excited about you. But
yeah,
it's going to be a weird team.
I feel like Keyshawn has always been one of those like weird, funky, like Swiss Army knife forwards where it's like, oh, are you going to be like a sneaky, weird, like forward creator like a Najee Marshall or Kyle Anderson, a hybrid type of player, or are you just never really going to take that leap with the shot and the athleticism? Because I'm like at UCF, his raw numbers were fun, but and effective field goal rate of 47.8, 35% from three, you know, a negative assist to turnover rate. It's just like I need more. And if you can do it in the SEC, that's going to be a fun place to make this look stupid.
No, I mean, you're right, because he would put up some games last year and you're like, what in the world? Like, you're just like, oh, okay, this looks fun. This looks nice. But like, okay, can you do it at Auburn?
Right.
We have that question with a lot of guys this year's class is like, we're really excited about them, but we're like, can you do it with the going up? It's a fun wrinkle. It's like, well, then you're going to hopefully be going up to the big boys in the NBA. So it's like, let's see how you do when you rise to, competition level right away. So not saying college and NBA are the same, guys, calm down, but it's a weird team at Cat. Like it was going to be a weird team even before Bruce left.
Yeah.
Like it was just kind of like, oh, man, it's going to work out. I really like Tahad Pettiford. I'm actually more encouraged that he was getting buzzed with his defense last night.
Yeah.
That gets me excited, but he's going to have a lot on his plate this year. So that efficiency could stumble a little bit, but you got to know the situation that he's going to be in. You got to know the role now. And I feel like everyone in the world just loves Elijah Freeman. So it's going to be a fun team to see how it plays out.
Real quick, where are you at with Elijah Freeman? Because I get the excitement. I get the intrigue. Long, lanky wing who can really pressure the rim. Spot up jumper looks promising, and he had 52 dunks last year, averaged like 19 points per game, 96 percentile on all jumpers. It's like, God, these numbers rock. Why was this dude in D2? And it's like, well, he's also super skinny. And it's like, I love the 96 percentile in terms of points per shot on the jumpers, but he also ranked in the 10th percentile in frequency. So it's like, all right, is this a dude who is just a little more athletic and a little bigger than everyone who was guarding him in D2, and he could just get to the rim whenever he wanted? So he did. And some of the rim pressure stuff, like there's some craft and balance and good footwork and stuff in that, but it's like, how real is this going to be able to translate? So I'm a little skeptical, not out by any means, just like
I say this all the time when everyone's talking about the bell of the ball, I get cautious. It's like sports betting when the public's betting one side, you're like, that's not good. Like, so Elijah's the new fun player that I think everyone's getting excited about. I'm not saying that I'm not excited about him. I'm just very cautious. I'm in the back of the movie theater kind of being like, everybody else can pan out. I'm waiting right now. Like I want to wait and do a deep evaluation and be patient, because the first thing you hear is I'm like, oh, he's going D2 to SEC. We're going to take a while to figure this out. That's a lot. So, and if he's great out of the gate, Metcalf, what do we always like to say? Now he's up. He's at the top of the scouting report.
Cool. Now the scouting report is Tahad Pettiford. Now Elijah Freeman. It's like, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So
how does it work? How does it look now?
Then you get punched in the face a little bit, because all of a sudden it's like you're top dog on the, you're getting a medal on the assignment board when it comes to the scouts, the scouting team getting ready for you guys when it comes to, coming to Auburn and face you. And that's where we usually see guys struggle, is because now you're getting a lot more respect and they're planning for you and they have tape on you to see how you have been struggling. With him this year, I want to be patient. Like the foundation, I like the sales pitch that everyone's throwing around, but I'm not ready to put like a D2 guy going to the SEC all of a sudden, like in my preseason lottery.
Which I also don't think is fair to him.
No, I don't. Now, mid-20s? Yeah, absolutely. If you love him and you're like, hey, I'm putting him in my teeth. I'm not, for anyone else that does that, I'm not, go with your gut. It's just me. I don't like to be like, I'm going to try to be first. No, I'm like, where would I actually put him right now? I'd probably put him in like the early 20s, mid-20s if I loved him, and then be excited if I'm moving him up throughout the year.
All right, let's move on to the reigning national champions, the Florida Gators, who are returning basically their entire front court. Alex Condon, Thomas Houck, Ruben Chinielu, Micah Hangleton, and then two of my favorite guard transfers in Xavier Lee, Boogie Flange, sharpshooter, and AJ Brown coming over from Ohio. Couple top 50 recruits, and CJ Ingram, Alexander Lloyd. This team's loaded, and why wouldn't they repeat as champions? Besides the fact that March Madness gets crazy,
I don't. Why are they number 3?
I have no idea.
On the Locked On pod, we did AP reactions, and I still can't get over that the defending champions with an unbelievable portal haul are 3.
Yeah.
Who are you the most excited about with this team? Be realistic. You don't have to, tell the
But
Gator fans like you don't have to tell them like what they want to hear. Who are you really the most excited
I
about?
think I already told them what they wanted to hear when I said I think they're going to repeat. I'm Boogie and Xavier. It's like Boogie's numbers last year at Arkansas were a disaster, and like his shooting and finishing numbers almost couldn't have been worse. But like when you actually watched him play in the process of how he got to his shots, how he created for others, how he defended, it's like, oh my god, this dude rocks. As long as you shut the film off right before the shot hit the rim. Um, I know, just like he could make a layup last year. I know he had the hand injury, but he didn't have that all year. And then Xavier Lee, his numbers last year at Princeton are insane. Usage of 29.3, defensive rebounding rate of 20.2, assist rate of 37.3, turnover rate of 13.6, almost 10 threes per 100 possessions at 37%. Like, if he can replicate that while pursuing a title in the SEC, now we're talking about a dude who's probably going to be a top 40 pick.
Yeah. I'm still very pumped about Boogie Nights. Very,
Yeah.
very pumped about, the potential. I think this is a great fit for him. Couldn't be, he's going to play with 2 giants in pick and pop threats, Alex Condon and Thomas Hawk. I'm still excited about Xavier Lee. I really do think this team's going to be a little nasty. I
Yeah.
think that backcourt's super slept on right now. Like Xavier Lee can play, but people just see that he's at Princeton. It's like, no, dude, he can play.
Yeah.
You watch Princeton versus Rutgers last year. I think he had a triple double, and I was like, Xavier looks pretty dang good against this, competition right now.
And even if you went back like 2 years to his FIBA stuff, he was with Canada, like he was dominating out there.
He just gets places in a hurry at 6'4", and he can do a lot of really good stuff. He fills up the box score. He's got good playmaking, but like he is shifty.
Yeah.
You won't think it right away, but he's tall, he's shifty, he just moves like you're like, oh my goodness. So those two are going to be really fun in the backcourt. I think they're going to have some good depth, and I think Florida's going to be tough. It's a big year for Condon and Hawk, but we'll see.
I think it's a huge, huge year for Hauck. I had a first round grade on him before he withdrew last year. If he shoots it just like average while being in a bigger spot, in a bigger role, and defending and rebounding at the same level that he was last year, it's like, why couldn't this dude be Tumani Kamara? Like, I think there's that type of upside and impact with him, and those dudes win a lot. And he just seems like the type of dude you would love to play with because he does all this stuff that you just really don't want to do.
I still love your Tumani Kamara like kind of shout out. I think that's a really good one. So Florida seems pretty simple to talk about because it's just like exciting and awesome and good and
I think Gator fans should be really excited about Ingram and Lloyd long term. I'd be shocked if they play a major role this year. I think Ingram might have a little more of a clearer path, but I think they're more long term developmental guys. And if a couple things fall into place with both of them, they could be real fun. This rotation is just stacked though, so I don't know how they find minutes.
Is there anyone on this team? I'm just trying to keep Florida Gator fans are going to watch this and just be like, these guys are the greatest, like fantastic human beings. So is there anyone on this team that you say could just surprise and make some legit noise as a draft prospect?
Yeah, and I think Thomas Hauck could go top 20.
I was trying to say like anyone other than the obvious. I guess is that Boogie.
Yeah, like if Boogie really comes out and shoots it and does all the stuff that he was doing last year with the playmaking, and we know how good of a defender he is, but like in terms of play, like his assist rate last year was 30.5 and turnover rate was 10.5. That's absurd. That's an absurd differential in terms of ball security and playmaking volume. So if he's able to replicate that while not having an effective field goal rate of 45.1, I why wouldn't he be a first rounder? I mean, he shot 40.8% on twos last year. It was horrible. It's so bad, and he's so much better than that.
The
So
film was better. The
film was
film was
great.
better than the numbers suggest. That's why I'm still intrigued with him, because I think there's a path where like it could blow up in a positive way of just being like shots are starting to fall a lot more now. Like
Right.
a lot more, you know what I'm just trying to say? Like, hey, you had a year where we're like, didn't live up to the expectations we hoped, but new year, you worked on it all summer. You're probably motivated. It could get really easily like fun for Boogie, and that's why I'm still excited. I think there's a lot of talent. He's lethal on ball. I really like watching him, his on ball defense. Oh my gosh.
And one of the best screen navigators in the country. He's just a pest.
I'd be trying to draft him at some point just because of that. Like, I mean, you know what I'm trying to say? It's just like that's enough to work with. But I like some of I like the feel. I still get really, I think that snake dribble to the elbow,
Yeah,
little mid like
that
jumper pull
that
up
that
he's got.
CP3 move.
Yeah, he's got that CP3 Kyrie, like, oh, get to that spot, that little like kick fade away. It's beautiful. So get the 3-point shot going. Finish. We're cooking. And maybe this is like, hey,
Make
he
a
has a
layup.
great year and he goes back to Florida. And then we're like, great, another year.
Yeah,
But I think if Boogie has a big year, it's gonna wake his stock up again really quickly.
agreed. Let's move on to the Georgia Bulldogs. Blue Kane, Santos Hero return are the kind of their two big returners. Cannon Catchings, probably biggest name transfer. The rest of their transfers I was pretty underwhelmed with. Jacob Wilkins and Kareem Stagg, I think, are kind of intriguing. Incoming freshmen, both top 100 recruits, but I'm nowhere near as excited to watch this team as I was last year.
Tough team. I think Blue Kane will be having a good year. I think there's some buzz. I think there's some, oh my gosh, man. I just like anytime I'm trying to talk and it just everything freezes. Everything. You've been talking to me this whole time. For everyone that's new here, I've had just like the worst internet problems of all time for like the last 3 months. It's been really convenient. And right now, Metcalf, anytime you talk, you freeze, but
Well, I've been
I keep
awesome.
hearing you.
Oh,
Oh, it's
okay. Well,
awesome.
that
Yeah, so it's great. So you're just like, and just talking to me normal. It's great.
no, I've actually perfected doing that, and then I've gotten really into ventriloquism over the
Hey,
summer.
streaming's fun, huh? All right. Anyways, Jeremiah Wilkinson, I feel like is a name that's getting a little buzz for the Bulldogs. But yeah, I mean, Catchings, I think Maxwell sent this message like 2 months ago, was like, wait, how did I miss Catchings is going to Georgia? And I was like, he is?
Yeah.
That's the portal. You just lose like 3 or 4 names. You're like, they ended up where? I like Catchings. I feel like he needs to be somewhere a couple of years. Like
Yeah.
he needs work on that frame. And you know, maybe George is perfect for him. I know it helped Asa Newell a lot. I know he was saying how fantastic it was, but we'll see with Catchings. But yeah, it's a tough team. Tough team.
Real quick with their freshman, Kareem Stagg, I think, is an interesting kind of long-term college player. Really fun physical tools, some awesome defensive stuff, sneaky ball skills and ability to kind of attack downhill occasionally, but just a really physical presence, good defender with a decent amount of versatility, and really good rebounder. And then Wilkins, again, another intriguing long-term off-ball scorer, 3-and-D kind of upside there, but needs to get stronger. Obviously, needs to improve, but tough Georgia team. Let's move on to the Kentucky Wildcats. Where do you want to start?
I thought actually we just skipped this section. Nah, I'm kidding.
And do they
Kentucky
even like basketball in Kentucky?
gotcha. We got you guys. Got you so good. Man, a lot of names, a lot of talent, a lot of excitement.
A lot of names. Otega
Kentucky
Owe, Brandon
Wildcats.
Garrison, Jaden Quaintance, Jalen Lowe, Denzel Aberdeen, Jasper Johnson, Malachi Moreno, Braden Hawthorne. Wait, where do you want to start?
Let's start with
Cam Williams.
the problem is I like all these guys, but so like Jalen Lowe, I loved last year.
All right, let's start with him.
Never got anyone at No Ceilings to buy in with me, which is fine.
I mean, anytime you can fall in love with a 6'1", 150-pound point guard who shoots 26% from three, you just have to do it.
Here we go. How was his team last year? Thanks, appreciate it. A lot of help. Jalen Lowe had a lot of help last year.
Correct. Dude could play. His teammates make his shots for him. That's right.
Dude can play.
He can. He's fun.
Buying a bounce back year. Do I think it means he's going to be a first-round pick? No. Do I think he's going to be great at Kentucky? Yes. So I think Kentucky Wildcats fans should be excited. He's got to get a little bit more consistent. I'm not, arguing against that, but he's so talented. There's shiftiness. He could, hurt you with that floater in the lane. He's got some good playmaking stuff. There's some juice to his game. So I'm excited to see him at Kentucky. I think Mark Pope should be great for him. Hit me with one. Now you can go. I don't want to talk for 45 minutes straight just on Kentucky. I liked a lot of pieces on the roster.
This could be a fascinating year for Cam Williams. Transfer from Tulane, 6'8" wing, freak athlete. And just like his advanced numbers are insane. And 61 true shooting percentage, 39.7% from three, steal rate of 2.7, 27 would have been impressive, of 2.7, block rate of 3.9. But he also had a usage of 12. So it's like, all right, how real is any of this? Because the flashes rock, but in terms of level of responsibility, it was about as low as it possibly could be.
It's a humongous year for him. I feel like there's people that are just like, he's gonna break out. This is gonna be the one exploded. But I think you're spot on with the usage factor. It's like we didn't have to do much,
right?
So
when how much it was fun. It was good.
Yeah, but it's another story. Also, what we just talked about, he's going to be higher up on the scout now. Like people are expecting him to shoot it, and people are expecting him to be one of the top, offensive weapons probably for this Kentucky team. I'm waiting to see Mo with Cam. There's some people at No Ceilings very high on Cam, but I'm waiting to see because I do know that's a big leap.
Yeah.
Another thing too, like SEC, and now they want you to be the guy. That's a big jump. It might take a little bit of time for you to adjust. That's okay. That's fine. But getting him in your preseason lottery, I'm just like, man, okay.
Yeah.
You're really confident. But I'm confident about guys too, so I get it. I get it.
I have him in like that fringe first right now where it's a little non-committal where it's like, all right, if things really click, it's like, oh, there it is. And it's like, oh, I didn't have to move him up that much, but if like, it doesn't work at all. It's like, well, say I wasn't really that in,
That's what he has like a 30-point game and you just go to the mirror at your house and you're just like, you are better than this.
You coward.
You coward. Be tougher.
We kind of buried the lead. Jane Quaintance. Yeah. Incoming sophomore, still one of the youngest players in college basketball. Played last year at Arizona State, but was too young to declare for the draft. Physical freak, awesome defensive stuff. Just when is he going to come back from the knee injury, and what's it going to look like? That's my big question. Would love it if he could shoot. I don't think I want him taking a single jumper all year. Show me a little more high volume playmaking stuff. Focus on your free throws. Be a little more efficient as a play finisher and do more of the little things on defense. And I'm kind of all in on him as a lottery guy then if those things happen and he looks fine after the injury.
Look, if he's buying into being a full-time center, Kentucky, we did a video breakdown on him during 30 and 30
over on the No Ceilings YouTube channel. Go check it out.
That is correct. One prospect every day for 30 days, right until college basketball starts. Thank you. If JQ buys into full-time center, the height is real, like the increase in height. He was listed around 6'9" last year at Arizona State. He's strategically listed at 6'10.5" by Kentucky. First time I've ever seen a college team use a decimal point. I can't get over using that joke. It's so bad, but I love it. And he's 255 now. So if he's really gained all that weight and he's that much bigger with the wingspan he's going to have and the upside, yeah, I'm in on JQ as a center, like defensive anchor that you just like get a pick and roll with a guard and throw it up. He will go get it. You know, it's sort of the same way I felt about Robert Williams. Now, he can't pass like Robert Williams. And he's going to have to figure out the next part of his game that's going to come around if he's going to be like, hey, I'm full-time center. Okay, you can be a rim running big. You can throw down oops. You can be a pick and roll finisher. You can block shots. What else? Because you gotta find a little bit more to your game to really get teams jacked up. So I think JQ could show that this year. I think it's going to be a very fun year for him. I'm just in wait and see mode. You know, I'm really always, I think you are too, really always skeptical when you're taking bigs top 5. You got to bring a lot.
Yeah, you have to be awesome.
You got to bring a lot. And people will be like, hey, JQ could. It's nothing against JQ. It's just you have to have a lot of stuff that scouts are like, they treat that position so special because they're like, he can unlock a lot of doors and be, you know, a floor spacer with all NBA. They just get crazy about bigs. So it's one of those things where I think I'm the most picky with bigs when I'm scouting them because I'm just like, you got to check a lot of boxes. There's really talented bigs in the NBA. Like that position's tough. So I don't know. Do you agree or?
Yeah, I'm optimistic about the defensive stuff. But the big thing is what's the height? Is he a legit center? If so, then I'm more optimistic about him being a lottery top 10 type of guy. If he's actually measures around that 6'9", it's a little tougher. Especially if you're not doing much of anything on offense. So I just need to see something else outside of the defense and the rebounding. With the freshman, I think Braden Hawthorne's a really fun long-term guy, rail thin, super skinny, but some fun offensive tools. Malachi Moreno, more of that kind of bruising, rim running center. Jasper Johnson is fun. I'm struggling. I don't think I see it. He's skilled. I like the shot. Some of the playmaking vision is awesome, but every time I watch him, I'm just like, I wanted so much more out of that.
I will be shocked if Jasper's anywhere close to one and done. But I'll tell you this: if you're a Kentucky Wildcats fan, that kid can get hot, and when he gets hot, you keep him on the court and just like enjoy the ride. I saw him once at a scrimmage. He was playing against like VJ Edgecombe, older guys. He was still, I think he was getting ready for his senior year of high school, and he got hot and literally won the game. Like he was that hot. He just couldn't miss. He was pulling up from 5 feet beyond the arc. And then all of a sudden he was pulling up from 8 feet. He's hitting, standstill threes, 5 feet. He just was like, oh my gosh. And then he's throwing dimes everywhere. Not saying that's going to happen a lot, but it's just, I think this could be a good year 2 leap. I think this could be one that's like, oh, he's really starting to come along. You never know. This is one of those wild card freshman guards that you're like, maybe he really hits the ground, or maybe this could take a year or 2.
Absolutely.
Marino's gonna be tough for me, Metcalf, because I think there's gonna be some Kentucky faithful that are really, really jacked up on that. And I didn't see him in a good setting. And what I mean by that is he went toe to toe with Cam Boozer all week. And Cam Boozer made him look like he was very, very small and weak. So maybe I'm being too harsh on Marino for being like, why didn't you stop one of the best big prospects in a long time?
Yeah, and my bigger thing with him is just like the doing the little things, and like when you look at Kentucky, I'm not sure there's a massive difference between him and a guy like Brandon Garrison. Like I think there's a lot of overlap there. For Kentucky fans, they should be pumped because they have a ton of front court depth, especially once Quaintance gets back. And if one of those guys really develops some fun scoring stuff, maybe who knows? I don't know, but could they run out some two big lineups and just never allow anyone to score in the paint ever again? I don't know. Could be interesting. But I think I'd be pretty surprised if he's not a multi-year guy at Kentucky. Um, let's move
And
on to
yeah, let's do
LSU.
it.
Jalen
Go-
Reese, top 100 recruit coming in, fun on-ball creator, very aggressive shot selection, but some fun playmaking and on-ball creation stuff. Dean Thomas, fun
Yeah.
point guard coming in from UNLV, really encouraging numbers there. Anyone else kind of stand out for you?
Dean and Thomas for me, I think is probably the name I'd be watching. I think there's some fun stuff with this game. I feel like I've gotten a little intrigued with Robert Miller the third, and then I was
Hmm.
kind of like, maybe not. So, LSU is always just that scrappy team where you kind of find a couple players, and you're like, ooh, feel like it's middle of the year, and you're looking for like, okay, who haven't I seen? Who haven't I seen? Then you turn on a random game, and you're like, LSU's got someone that I'm intrigued with. He looks kind of nice. Then
Yeah, and
that
that
fades,
that
but
that that could be Jalen Reed this
yeah, it
year
could be. It
because
could be.
awesome numbers and
Yeah.
awesome flashes. When you have a true shooting percentage of 64.3, I get intrigued. But also when you're getting a minute share of 14.6 as a junior, I have some questions.
They've got some fun guys that I'm like,
Mhm.
I'm gonna write them down.
But he's got to play this year. Like I'd be shocked if he doesn't play a lot. Just and he's too efficient of a play finisher, of a foul drawer, of a rebounder. I think there's some defensive stuff there too. They'll be intriguing.
Shout out Jamie Shaw saying my Robert Miller shout out. Look, Robert Miller caught my attention when I was like, ooh, 6'10", 230, young. Talk
Yeah.
to me. But those are the ones you're just like, I'm writing them down. Like you got to do your checklists right throughout the year. And I think it's just one of those where you never know everyone's off season. We try to find out. We try to,
Yeah.
the grapevine, you get the buzz, but you never know who's been grinding. You never until we get to see college basketball on display or we get to go to practices or you see them in person. Then you're like, oh, look who's been in the gym. So you're making note of a lot of these young guys that maybe they didn't have the freshman year that they're wanting or the early years, and who was pissed off, who was in the gym working. Like, I don't know. I just LSU, every team, you're like, hey, I want to find someone that I'm getting excited about. Because if they're on TV, I want to watch the damn game, watch someone. So like I just always have tried to find every team. I'm like, give me someone, give me something. So
Yeah, and hopefully, it's a guy like Markel Sutton, 6'7" wing coming in from Omaha, and they have some fun pieces, but I really worry about the floor spacing. It's like, all right, who's gonna make the defense guard them on the perimeter? And like Sutton was a fun scorer last year, good rebounder, but also assist rate under 8 and shot 28% from 3. So
Metcalf, we've got a lot of Tiger fans in the group, in the chat. Shout
I
out to the
know
Tigers, go Tigers! And then you just have to throw out assist rate numbers to be a Buzz Killington. Like, let's just
well, no,
get
because
positive.
I'm not worried about. I'm not worried about him being a playmaker. They have other playmakers coming in. That's not the concern.
Okay,
It's more so
okay,
the
okay.
28% from 3. That's a bad number in case you're curious. So it's just they have their front court could be nasty with
Nwako's there, huh?
it.
I missed that
Looks like
one.
it. Yeah, he's doing the whole tour
Is
of
he
the
doing the
South.
tour?
Well,
Is he touring the
his
country?
Miami, Mississippi State, now LSU. He'll be at Oregon State next year for some reason, but
No, we can't. We can't put that on him.
Okay,
Man, it's amazing. Go ahead.
let's move on to Mississippi State. And the story here is another year of Josh Hubbard getting buckets, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what the people want to hear.
He's so much fun.
Yes, he is. Give me someone
He's
else.
going to make a lot of money in Europe or Australia, and I don't mean that as a slight. He's just too small for the NBA, but he is so much fun as a on-ball creator and a scorer.
Why is it always that this is the team? Mississippi State, who else? Texas A&M. Every year they get to like the tourney or something, and I'm just like, they have no one I get excited about as a prospect, but gosh, I love their teams.
Yeah,
They're just scrappy.
I think Brandon Walker, 6'7" transfer from Montana State, could be intriguing. Really high usage player, good rebounder, fun passer, playmaker, encouraging shooter, low volume, but he could be the guy, maybe.
I root for anyone coming from Montana State. That I just always get now with the portal, I get pumped up about anyone that's going like, oh, you're going really up. You're going to the SEC now. Like, awesome. I love that. Yeah, Hubbard rocks. Hubbard rocks, but I agree with you. It's just one of those like, are you going to just go right away overseas, or are you going to do the dance in the G League for a while and then be like, Barcelona's calling. Maybe that'll be a fun place.
No, if Barca's calling, you go to Barca.
Yeah, exactly. Especially in the G League right now. Go ahead.
All right, let's move on to the Tigers from Missouri. Biggest name, Anthony Robinson, probably for you.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Pretty pumped to watch Robinson this year. I feel like he got a little bit of buzz on the line the last couple of years. People were talking about him, and I was just kind of like, feel like we got one more year. And this year, I'm like, all right, this should be the year. Yeah, really try to take a leap and make some noise. Mark Mitchell's still there. I feel like they had somebody else. Go ahead, Metcalf.
No, this is a huge year for Anthony Robinson. And he's an analytics darling because of the defensive playmaking, the offensive playmaking, the shooting indicators. But, it's like, all right, 40% from 3 rocks is on 50 attempts. It's like, oh, that means almost nothing to me. Also, they have him listed at 185 now. That's more encouraging from where it was last year, but he's small. Like, he's real skinny. So how does he hold up physically? Shocker, the NBA is a really tough league to play in because of the athletes and the massive size of the people there. And you're going to get beat up real quick. So there's some fun stuff with his game. Really encouraging growth last year, but I still think there's still a pretty massive jump that he needs to make.
Yep. That's all I got on the Missouri Tigers. Sorry, guys. I'm getting a little pumped up for a couple of these upcoming teams. So,
Nick Randall's kind of a fun incoming center, a little bit of size and athleticism. Sebastian Mack, he's always a guy that I just wanted more from at UCLA.
Return of the Mac?
You're way too eager with that.
Actually, I will be honest. That was shooting from the hip. That was great. Jaden Stone be fun. I don't know, man.
All right, let's move on to Oklahoma. Anyone here for you?
Yeah.
All right, well, then speak up. Let's go. We're on a podcast.
Darren Reed, baby. I'm still in. I'm still in. People are leaving the island. My house is all alone. I'm still there. We're rebuilding. We're making it even better. I just, there is such a thing when you are a big prospect as you land somewhere and you just find out it's not the right spot. And I think that's what Reed was at Bama. Even as I liked him as a prospect coming out of high school, I was like, this might look like a guy that is not a one and done, because he's going to have to figure out how to be him at the college level when it comes to just like his specialty in the mid range, like being able to be that multi-level scoring threat. It seemed like a prospect that was like, oh, well, Bama wants to play up tempo. Your specialty is kind of like slowing it down and, ISOing people sometimes. I think Oklahoma is going to be very motivated, and that's one I'm really excited to see this year. I haven't sold any of my stock. I'm still believing.
I hope the new setting works out for him.
That's what
that'd be a
for
lot of
anyone
fun.
listening. When Metcalf's that short and sweet, that means he doesn't like the guy. So let's keep moving. Do you like anyone from Oklahoma?
I think Xavier Brown is a
Xavier
really
Brown will
fun
be a good one.
incoming point
Xavier
guard
Brown.
coming over
Yep.
from St. Joseph's. And there were a lot of games last year where you'd be watching for Rasheer Fleming and maybe Eric Reynolds. And Brown would constantly pop. So I think that was a really fun get for Oklahoma, especially after losing Fears maybe a year earlier than they anticipated. And then on top of that, Alec Blair is every time I've seen him, he's fun. Not like an overwhelming athlete or shooter or anything like that, but just really good getting downhill, good interior finisher, some fun footwork and passing stuff. I think Oklahoma could be a sneaky tough team.
Yeah, you get Nigel Peck too. Like, you got some good transfers that if they take,
how is he still in school?
I don't know. There's so many names that I'm like, how are they allowed to be playing basketball in college still? They've been there for 15 years. A lot of people go to college for 7 years. They're called doctors. Okay, Tommy boy.
This is year 6. What are we doing?
But I mean, yeah, Tay Davis, they're going to have a roster. That's going to be a fun one for sure. If you get Darian Reed to look like Darian Reed, then you could be very fun. Ole Miss.
Who you got?
That's what I was asking you. I can't believe Bundalo ended up there.
It's a perfect fit. He is a crazy person on the court.
Might be putting it politely.
He's kind of a fun pick and pop partner, and we saw it can be effective. We saw with Darren Peterson at Prolific. He incredible motor. He's just so chaotic out there. That's like I don't know if this is good or not. Also, in case you were wondering, hey, where did AJ Storr go? Like, is he playing in Europe? Nope, he's at Ole Miss.
I did the same thing today when I was prepping. I go, AJ Storr? What? Nigel Pack and AJ Storr have blackmail on the NCAA. They're going to play forever. Wow. It's so funny you brought that up because I literally was just today. I was like, wait, he's there?
Gosh. But why? Like, I'm sorry if this is coming off harsh, but did we not see what it looked like at Kansas last year?
Hey, gosh, I'm trying to be political or just move on. I don't know.
We can move on.
Yeah, Malik Diaz should be probably one of the top guys.
Okay, South Carolina.
Yeah, South Carolina. Let's move on.
Hey, another guy who's refusing to leave college.
Johnson.
Michi Johnson is back for year 6. All of them have been spent at Ohio State or South Carolina. So that's
the SEC is either full of just stacked, really awesome prospects or guys that are just like Nightmare on Elm Street. They will not leave you alone. They will not leave college basketball.
Speaking of Mike Shervam,
I did it. I did the same thing with him.
Apologies on pronunciation. Yeah. I promise I didn't intentionally butcher it, but he's another guy who's, it's like who showed fun flashes at one place and then tried to immediately
San Francisco. And now he's here. He's touring the country too.
Yeah, but I think he's a really good example of how the transfer portal and trying to skip steps and take the shortcut cannot work out. Because that his freshman year, he showed a lot of promise and a lot of upside and tried to rush it and ended up going somewhere that didn't work for him.
You know who I'm excited with? I didn't mean to cut you off, but with South Carolina, Eli Ellis.
Yeah, he's fun.
Yeah, he's fun.
Okay.
It works. Okay, moving on.
Tennessee.
Good old Rocky
We got to
Top.
start with Nate Ament, which I apparently it's Ament, and I apologize for how many times I'm going to screw that up throughout the year. But
Amen. We did the ground floor podcast with the Field of 68, and Corey was really aggressive to call me and Metcalf out for our pronunciation.
it almost felt personal.
It did feel a little personal, and then I was like, "Where do you have him on your board, Corey?" No kidding. Nate Ament. Being serious though, Tennessee fans should be excited.
Yeah,
fun team, fun year.
I have a lot of questions with Nate.
But
I don't think he's the surefire guarantee, awesome top 5 lock that a lot of people do. He has the tools to be that. He has the upsides, certainly has the upside and potential to be that, but I think he has to prove a lot still because he's an awesome shooter. I think I'm the highest of anyone at no ceilings on the defense. I think there's a ton of defensive upside and capabilities with him. I like the passing, and he's really skinny, but I was pretty impressed with how well he kept his dribble alive in traffic. Really good foul drawer, but there's no burst to his game, and he really struggles to get to the rim. And it almost feels like he hasn't quite totally figured out how to play slow yet. So
I like that. I like how you phrased that.
So there's just the tools rock, but I just have questions, and my bigger concern is more so how is Tennessee going to use him? Like if they try and roll him out as don't connect and give him those type of offensive creation responsibilities, then I'm really really concerned about what it could look like. If they play him more as a secondary guy, a tertiary creator, more of an off-ball wing, then I get more excited because he's going to draw long closeouts. He has more than a good enough handle to attack those, get to fun spots in the mid range, create for others. I'm just kind of need to see it.
There's a lot of stuff to get excited about with Nate Ament. Tennessee fans should be excited. You know, he's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
I think it's unfair to be mentioning him as deserving to be with the top 3 guys this year. And I'm being just realistic, and Tennessee fans might not want to hear that. I'm being realistic. He's got a lot more wards to his game than those 3. A lot. And he can shoot it. He's got good size. I love the reported weight gain. That's fantastic. I think there's a lot of parts of his game that could really blossom in Tennessee with Rick Barnes. I'm with you. I have no idea what his role is going to be.
Yeah.
Yes, he could shoot it. He's going to be a floor spacer, but I question if he's quick enough to be a 3. And I don't know if he has the physicality to be a 4. So I also don't know if he's quick enough to be I just you watch at high school, and now everyone calm down. I know in high school he was skinnier than his reported, plus what was it, plus 15 or 19 or whatever. Smaller guards switch onto him and really can get up in him and cause problems. His feet are a little heavy. I'm with Metcalf. The burst really scares me. Like
it's
the lack of burst. And I think there's a lot of predetermined stuff with his offensive. It's a high schooler that was able to shoot over everyone and probably usually just blow by people with his length. When he has a clear runway and some momentum, he can get places in a hurry. When he has to, from a standstill, like we always say, like, keep those feet alive or else they become concrete, feet. And when a standstill, he can take a while to get moving. So it's just questions this year. I want to see his role. I want to see if he can figure out, finishing or taking advantage of, smaller matchups. There's just a lot of questions with his game. I want to see how it comes along this year.
And I do think having Jacoby Gillespie transferring from
Yes.
Maryland is really, really important. I think that's huge because I love the idea of him playing next to a point guard like Ziegler, just with his ability to table set and defend and organize everything. I don't think Gillespie's that good of like a pure point guard, but he's a much better scorer, much better shooter, and the playmaking stuff last year at Maryland was still really impressive. I mean, assist rate of 23.7, turnover just 15.1, defensive playmaker as well at 3.5, 10.7 threes per 100 at 40.7%. I think that pairing could be a lot of fun, and having a proven veteran guy being able to run that point the vast majority of the time, I'm really hoping takes a lot in terms of responsibilities and on-ball creation off of Amen's plate. And they can kind of run like a fun two-man game, or, Amen can be that really reliable second side outlet for him. And if they didn't have a guy like Gillespie transfer in, I would have been way more concerned. And by all accounts, Gillespie's kind of been lighting it up.
Yeah.
These
Tennessee
past couple
fans are
weeks
going to
too.
like Gillespie a lot.
Yeah.
He should be perfect for them. And then I'm guessing, so correct me if I'm wrong. Like, I don't know their starting lineup off the top, or their projected starting lineup off the top of my head. Is Akbara going to start?
I assume so. I love him. I've always been a huge fan of him.
I think that's fantastic for Ament too.
Yeah.
Like, there's your physicality. There's your muscle.
And
So
he's always been one of the best shot blockers in the country.
they're gonna put him in a nice position to succeed. I just want to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
A lot of talent in this conference. I want to see what it looks like when Nate's going, like, okay, you got this guy this tonight, and 2 days from now, you got another dog guarding you. I just want to see how he holds up, how he battles. There's going to be a lot of prospects in this class. Like, I want to see the off night with a lot of names in this class. When you have your off night, when your shot's not falling, those are my favorite games to scout. Like, what does the off night look like for Nate Ament? Do I feel his impact anywhere, or is he just like, man, we got to get Nate out. He doesn't have it tonight. That tells me everything. So I like the tools. I know I'm being a little harsh on him, but it's just when you're overhyped of being like, he could be in the number one pick discussion.
Well,
like, wait a second.
Well, we're being harsh and we're nitpicking because he's in a lot of places being mentioned as a top 5 guy. And if you
we're
go
also supposed to do this. Yes.
it's not like we're out. Like I still have him top 10, so it's not like I'm out on him by any means. I won't speak for you, but like if you're getting mentioned at the very, very top, we're going to be harsher because the expectations are different than if you're being mentioned 15th. It's just the way it is, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Texas. New head coach. A lot of new roster. Where do you want to start?
My knight in shining armor. Billy Richmond and Dalen Swain take the leap this year, and Tyler Rucker is going to be doing backflips.
If they suck, you're fired.
If they suck, I literally quit. No kidding. Man, if Swain could just take, I'd still take a chance on him. Regardless, if I was an NBA team, I'd still take.
And he's going to be a
play
junior,
some
right?
defense. Yes.
Right. And it wouldn't shock me if he's there 2 years.
Why do you have to hurt me right away?
Well, no, not because like he sucks or anything. Just because like if there are still questions about the shot, and it's like NBA teams are like, yeah, we might take a second round flyer on you. It's like, why? Well, why would I do that when I can go back to Texas for another year and then improve the shot a little more and then come out after my senior year and be Herb Jones? Did that help?
I mean, yeah, a little bit. 11.5, 2.5, 2.6, and 1.6 last year on 53, 25, 81. I just feel like there's a realistic way for that. If that shot from outside can get a little bit, like, this is the makings of a really valuable piece for an NBA team because of the defensive playmaking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Why can't I get you to buy in more?
No, I am. I like him a lot. I love the defense. I love the slashing. I love the rebounding. I just need him to look at the rim from outside. Like, honestly, this year, I don't.
He did 20% of the time.
28 times.
But hey, this offseason, and I was talking to a couple scouts, and you're trying to dip your toe and be like, hey, who are you keeping an eye on for next year? And you rattle off a couple names. And then I rattled off Swain, and then the scout, oh man, I love him if he could just shoot it. I was like, gosh, this is what
That
everyone's gonna say, isn't
but
it?
everyone said the exact same stuff about Herb Jones too.
Everyone
I'm
said it.
not guaranteeing he's gonna be Herb Jones, but like if I had to pick one guy from this potential draft class to do that, it might be Swain. I think he's
Billy
really fitting.
Richmond or Swain?
I think he's really fitting that bill of a guy who's an awesome defender, gets to the rim, has a great handle for his position, and can't shoot. But I'm not even really all that worried about the actual 3-point percentage this year. I just want him to take a couple a game and just like look at the rim and just force the defense to think a little bit. It's like, oh wait, do I need to step here? And then once you get them hesitating, he has the size and the skill and the strength to get to the rim or draw a foul or create a driving kick opportunity. So I think he's really, really skilled and really talented. I like him a lot.
He's tough. He's got good size. He's listed at 6'8", 225. I think he's 20, going to be turning 21 this year. So yeah, he's going to be junior, but good junior, like good age to have a junior. But I don't know. I just, that's one of my guys this year. I'm really excited about him, Billy Richmond, like just his potential, like the leap. It's here. Shout out Norin. Shout out Norin's one of the OGs, but he's saying it needs to be more than flashes. Though I agree. That's what's preventing me from flipping a desk and going to war for Dalen Swain. Anyone else at Texas? Metcalf. All right. Anyone else?
Unfortunately, not really.
Okay,
You?
good. No, not
And
really.
like Simeon Wilcher coming over from St. John's, but
I
like
was getting excited about Simeon last year, and then just didn't happen. Happens every year for me. Declan Duru, maybe.
yeah, sure.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right, Texas A&M. In case you were wondering, hey, where did Rylan Griffin go? It's Texas A&M. I still believe. Refuse to quit. Also, a couple other transfers. Mackenzie Mbako, Pop Isaacs coming over from Creighton. Unfortunately, got hurt. I thought that was a shame it didn't work at Creighton. He showed some good stuff, but injury, and then I think a lot of their incoming transfers is just kind of like we don't really have a spot for you. But I think he's a really good pickup for them. Anyone else for you? Zach Clements coming over from Kansas?
Yeah. I'm with you. I won't give up on Rylan Griffin. I should, but I'm not going to give up.
He keeps trying to make me, but I won't do it.
I should go to help. I should go to therapy to be like, hey, I need to give up on Rylan Griffin. I'm excited to see Mbako this year. Look, I get it. If he could shoot it, I saw him at Dame's Formula Zero camp this summer, and man, got hot, can really shoot it. You remember all the time of like, that's why he was a really big time recruit at Duke, and then went to Indiana pretty quick. Now he's at A&M doing the world tour. He's just got good size. He's got a good frame, and if you could shoot it, I'm not going to give up. So I think it's a big year for him, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, and what did you say all last draft cycle? If he's a shooter, then why can't he shoot it?
Exactly. Thank you.
And
thank you.
my bigger concern is when the shot's not falling, what else is he doing?
Thank you. I need him to rebound. I need him to be tough this year.
Again, hopefully new setting, and this is another one of those teams where it's kind of looking like the island of misfit toys. Like there's talent here. There are a lot of guys who have had good years, but how is it all going to fit together? I
Telling
think
you, A&M just has that magic though. Every year they just get the
yeah, and
scrappy guys together. So
new head
maybe,
coach though.
yeah. Oh, good point. Good point.
Um,
There's Metcalf.
and I think a sneaky fun guy to keep an eye on is Jakari Lane coming over from North Alabama. Very small, very fun scorer though. So I don't know.
He's small.
They're gonna be weird. Um,
Vanderbilt
yep. Let's move on to Vanderbilt
to round it off.
before predictions. Anyone here moving you?
Oh,
I know there's
damn
some.
predictions.
I know there's some intrigue with AK Okereke.
Frankie Collins is just always a fantastic name. You know what? I am crazy. I still like Tyler Harris coming over from Washington. Doesn't pass a lick, but dude can play.
I saw him in person last year, and that dude, when that dude gets hot, it's like holy.
That's what I'm saying. Like when he gets hot, you're like, hey, wait a second, this is fun. We could have something here. And then you watch a couple more games, and you're like, I don't know if he knows how to pass.
I don't think he ever looked. I'm not sure he knew that he was playing with teammates.
How many assists do you think he averaged without looking it up?
-4.
Come on.
1.3.
0.4.
That's incredible.
But also like he shot 49, 49. 49, 49.
Assist rate 2.5.
Oh gosh.
That's insanely impressive.
He's 6'7". He's got good size. He could shoot. He could score. He gets hot. It's just like
I remember watching
J.R. Smith passed more than,
and it's like, oh, like this form is fool's gold. These mechanics are gross, and he's not missing. It's just like, okay, well, hey, it's like, well, if they're not aesthetically pleasing, as long as it goes in, who cares?
Yeah. Anything else?
I would say for me, AK Okereke is the most intriguing one. 6'7" transfer coming in from Cornell, efficient play finisher, really fun passing stuff, and a ton of defensive upside. So it'll be really fascinating to see how that translates to the SEC. That's all I got.
I didn't write down my answers so I'm going to shoot from the hip, Metcalf. So let's do this.
I love it when you prepare.
Yeah, no, I did prepare. I just always forget the last part because it seems more dramatic to have to just shoot from the. So give me question by question.
Regular season winner. I got Florida.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Florida. That was a tough one. Okay, see, 1 for 1.
Player of the year.
Ooh, that one gets a little interesting.
I'm going Thomas Houck.
Nah, I don't like to just say one team's gonna get all the guys. Well, so
we're 2 questions in. Relax.
Yeah, but we got to build suspense for the folks. I'm gonna say LeBaron Philon. Roll Tide.
Yeah, no, I think that's.
Did you give me an eye roll?
No, I was scratching my face and then I nodded. So I agreed with you and said that's a good one.
We go to war for Alabama fans. I did not expect this version of me. Thank you, Norin in the chat. I like the Philon pick. Thanks. People are talking about it. All right, next.
Freshman of the year.
Oh gosh. I mean, everyone.
There's a lot. I'm going with my sweet prince. I'm going London Jemison.
I was just gonna say, if I pick one more Bama guy, people are gonna be like, "This guy just likes Alabama."
Well, I like classic Mister. I like to mix it up and only go with Bama.
I'm gonna go with. I am gonna mix it up. I'm gonna go freshman of the year. I'm gonna go. I mean, turning a new leaf here. I'm gonna go Nate Ament.
Okay, that's the smarter pick. That's
the last pick should have been. Is the last pick who gets drafted the highest?
Yeah. Transfer of the year.
Oh gosh, see, I'm getting eager. Transfer of the year.
I'm gonna go Jay Quaintance.
Nick Bundalo. No, I'm kidding. I'm
He's
kidding.
a freshman.
I know. I just saw his name. I wanted to say it out loud. Okay, for something. I was just trying to give him spotlight.
It wasn't funny.
Nigel Pack. Is that one better? Yeah,
AJ
I'll
Smith.
go. Nah, screw it. I'll do another Kentucky. I'll say Cam Williams. I'll say he actually lights it
I
up.
like that.
I'll say Cam Williams.
I like that. Most improved. I'm gonna go Boogie because he figures out how to make a layup.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Boogie too. That's a good one. I'm gonna say Boogie Knights.
Highest draft pick.
You know, it's not gonna be Nate for me. I'm gonna say it's gonna be. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna say it is gonna be Jaden Quaintance.
Okay, there we go. I'm gonna go Nate. Amen.
So there we go. We mixed it up.
All right. Norn, where were you? Half an hour ago. All right. That we're gonna end it there. Marathon episode as always, but these, conference previews tend to be just trying to be comprehensive, make sure we get to everyone we can. But this was a blast as always. We'll be back next week, same-ish time. ACC preview should be a fun one. Talk about some heaters. We got a lot coming up. Make sure to check out NoCeilingsNBA.com. We got daily stuff going from Friday all through the draft, 5 days a week, at least one article. NoCeilingsNBA.com. Best way you guys can support us. Subscribe to No Ceilings Plus. You get access to exclusive articles. We got a big team this year, so we're gonna have a ton of content. It also gives you access to our private Discord, where we're gonna be doing watch-alongs and Q&As and stuff like that this year. We're also doing a weekly Saturday night show reacting to that day's games, hopefully every week, schedule pending, but plan is every week. The night shift is going to be coming to your feed. And
awesome.
We're going to be doing watch-alongs with Plus subscribers and then going into a live show to recap the day. We got a ton planned for this year, but until then, he is Tyler Rucker. You can follow him at Tyler_Rucker. I'm Tyler Metcalf. You can follow me at Team Metcalf11. Rate, review, subscribe, 5 stars, all that good stuff. But until next time, see ya.